Today I'm exposing myself. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to this YouTube channel. My name is Dorothy Museo. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you, and thank you for everyone who has subscribed to this channel. And today I would like us to talk about, I would like to talk about an experience that I had in life, and that is the experience of tormented by anger, which led to, I'm going to write here the words that I say so that I don't, if I pronounce it differently, then you can see the word that I meant to say. So torment, an experience where I felt tormented by anger, which led to holding of grudges, and this holding or piling up of grudges led to the thought of seeking revenge. Hey, so as we grow up, we usually make so many friends, and as we continue to grow up, these friends, some of them we forget about them, some of them we grow out of contact, we meet other people, we make friends with them, and most of the time, most of the friendships are usually made during the school time. And out of the school time, everyone goes to their own different ways. And also some of the childhood friends that we had when we were still children, maybe they were neighbors, you used to go to the same church, or just something you used to interact when you were young. So we go to different paths when we grow up. So these different paths come to getting out of contact with some of these friends that we met. We all go to different paths in life. We all have different dreams, different ambitions, different interests in life, and different destinations of life, basically. And this parting of ways of friendship, some of them can be really positive, people wishing you well in your different paths, and others can be on the negative side, they can be filled with some hatred, some jealousy, some malice. So my experience probably was, let me just say, there are friendship for both sides, but today, because I am talking about anger, grudge, and the thought of wanting to seek revenge, of course that has to go to the negative side. Yes, today I'm exposing myself. So, but sometimes I feel like, let me just talk about this, because in life, sometimes life is just so unfair, because it lets you to learn some things on your own. I just wish like someone had told me that this is how life would be, or this is how life turns out as you grow. Then probably my experience, when I experience some things, I'll be like, okay, I knew this would happen. But then sometimes we get to learn some of the biggest life lessons through experience. And probably, that's why I'm just saying it out here. Maybe someone may be going through the same thing, or they may go through the same thing at some point in life. So you just know it's basically normal. So yes, on the negative side of this parting of going different ways of life, and you think like everyone, I think I was not, before you become mentally mature, you always think like everyone thinks like you. If you are wishing everyone well, you always think like everyone wishes you well. And you think if you are still friends with people, they are still friends with you. Like you think like everyone takes you the way you take them. And so just like life happens, and I got to a point where I did not know what is really happening in my life. Like I've not wronged anyone, but everything just seems to go south. Like not, you feel like, I felt like the world is just up and against me, and I'm just like, what is happening? I'm just trying to do my thing. I'm just trying to look for how to seek happiness for myself, but the world is just like turning up against you for no good reason, or you'd be like, I did not wrong someone, but why are they bitter with me? Why are they behaving the way they are behaving? And this is someone probably you thought this was a friend. And yeah, so as life happens for most of the people, so I found myself in a phase where I felt like I was betrayed, or I felt like something happened unexpected, and I was like, I thought that person is my friend. How can this person do something like this? And at that instance, let's say I got angered because of what the person did. What I knew best at that point was to block the person, to delete the number, and just forget about the person. I did not find the reason to confront them, to ask them, or to do anything. I just my ego convinced me that this is stupid. And I've been always taught by my mom that when you do some things, it's like you are portraying yourself as stupid. So the best thing sometimes is to just remain quiet. So I decided to just be quiet on this issue. And 1 year went, 2 years, 3 years, and I had slowly started getting into terms with this whole issue. And I was like, I have forgotten about this person completely. But then some circumstance happened, and I had to look for this person's number because I'm the one who looked for it. Because some situations, even if you fell out of contact with someone, but then you hear something happened, then just like the human, I felt like, okay, this is a situation, even if I don't like this person, or even if this person wronged me, then it would just be human enough to just get the number and drop them a text, and that's all, because the situation required acting that way. So I got the person's number, and I dropped the person a text, and yeah, and I forgot about it again, because at that point, during this period of this 3 years period, I went through this chaotic phase of life where at some point I felt, let's just call it chaotic. I did not understand what is really happening to me, or what is really happening to the world. Maybe one day I'll talk about it. So 3 years went down, and I had got to terms with this whole issue, and then later on the same thing repeats itself. This is someone that you don't talk, you're in no contact with the person, but then they do the same thing. And now I was like, okay, I thought this was over. I did not act the first time you did this. Now you're doing exact same thing again. And man, I'll not lie, at that point is when I was like, either this person is stupid, or this person has something against me, or this person just doesn't understand themselves, or there's just a problem that this person has, because we don't talk, we don't interact. But what is wrong with you? And I realized every day I started developing developing grudge. You see how I had suppressed the anger over the previous period. Now the anger started coming back afresh, and it's like I was piling up grudges. This person did this and this and this, so everything was just piling up and piling up and piling up until I got to a point where at that moment I would just be like, I have been peaceful over this whole period, so the best thing I can do to myself is to just let the whole situation fade off, and I'll be peaceful again. But then this person now kept on adding more salt and more salt and more salt, and I'm all quiet. I'm all just like watching from a distance, and I'm like, what's wrong? Like, what's up? Without reacting. But then I realized my heart was holding so much grudge now, and the anger was growing, and I also started hating the person. Previously, I had not hated the person. I was like, I just understand you. My ego is too high to just have time with you. I just understand you. Probably you are just seeking attention, but I don't have time for that. But this time round, and I did not hold any hatred before, but this time round, I was developing hatred, anger, and grudge towards this specific person. And a situation presented itself, and I had the options to either choose to leave the person alone or to revenge, because everything was just like, the person was just presented to me like, I can do anything. I can revenge for you, or I can just leave you alone. And at that point, when all the anger, all the hatred, and all the grudge has piled up, I chose grudge. I chose revenge. And the first time I influenced the revenge, because I did not do the revenge directly, I influenced the revenge. And because I know what would hurt more is words than actions, I influenced what words would be used to cause harm to this person. The first time it happened, I felt like this part of me that was holding the grudge, the anger, and the hatred felt somehow good. But this other side, there was this side of me that felt I'm not doing the right thing. I should just let this person live, and I should live my own life. Because before, I had prayed to God to just give me peace, to just accept everything. And I was like, I should just like ask God to give me peace again and to let this person be. Until I got to a point where I was like, I can't take this anymore. This is not just right. This is not right. I'm not doing good. I'm here seeking revenge, and every time at that point, since the first time I influenced the revenge, is when the Bible verses of we should let vengeance to God, we should never take revenge, and the stories of people like Joseph, the people like Daniel, the people like Esther and Mordecai, these are the things that were starting to come fresh to my senses at that point. These are people who never seek revenge. But then I was again here thinking to myself, what am I really doing? It did not sit well with me. I was not peaceful at all. Every time I would do that, this part of me that was holding grudge would feel okay, but the bigger part of me would haunt me, and because I felt this is so wrong. If all these people that we see in the Bible, they did not seek any revenge, and at the end of the day we saw God, who works behind the scenes, fights for everyone when you leave everything to Him. I felt like before, the time that I had let this person be, I was more peaceful than this time that I was trying to seek revenge to hurt this person much more. And it was not really right until, even with those, when the circumstances presented themselves later on to influence the revenge, I just decided, you know what, I let it be. Up to this point, if there was any point that was to be made, then it has already been made, and I started slowly letting go of this hatred, of this anger, and of this the wanting to seek revenge towards this person. And I started feeling more peaceful. Like I felt that the peace that was leaving me anytime I would influence the revenge was slowly like draining off. Like that, the whole thing of hatred towards this specific person, of anger and of holding grudge, was something that was making me feel heavy in my heart, heavy in my soul. It would not give me peace, and I started feeling slowly peace coming back to me. And yeah, so here is to you. If you get to a point as you grow up, if you get to a point where you feel like, I don't know even how to put it, but anyway, that is just my story of how I let anger to build up to hatred, which build up to holding of grudges, and eventually the seeking of revenge. And I think it was not the best decision to do. So my message to you is that just let everything to God's hand. Don't take vengeance in your own hands. Let God work through you in any season that you are in life. So like the story of Daniel, when these people were turning up against him, and he had the opportunity, because he found favor with the king, he had the opportunity to revenge to these people, but he did not revenge to them. Why should I revenge? Why should you revenge? Why should we not just trust this God that he sees everything and he works behind the scenes for every situation that we face, for every phase of life that we are in? Just leave everything to God. Vengeance belongs to him. Please don't seek revenge like me. It's not the best decision to do, and it's not the best thing to do. It deprives you of peace. It makes you even feel far away from God. Sometimes you don't forgive people because they deserve to be forgiven. You forgive people for your own sake. You should choose to forgive people to give you peace, for your own peace of mind, for your own peace in life. Just forgiveness, I think, is just the best thing that you can do to yourself. Even when you pray, when you ask God to forgive you, you just like, you pray, forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. So as you want God to forgive you, because we are all sinners, and if we say we don't have sin, we lie, then we need to first start by forgiving those that have wronged us, or even if they don't deserve the forgiveness, we choose to forgive for our own, not for anyone else. Anyways, if you've watched this video up to this point, thank you so much. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and see you in my next video. Bye.